Benedict XVI has called for more sensitivity in the way we treat patients, because he says the way we care for the suffering is the measure of humanity. He also asked for a stepped-up effort in the human and spiritual formation of doctors, nurses, and pharmacists. This comes as part of his message for World Day of the Sick on February 11th, which was presented at the Vatican by the President of the Pontifical Council for Health.
La misura dell'umanità.
The measure of humanity is seen in the way we treat those who are suffering. In this area, there is much to do in every country, including developed and less developed countries. The Pope added that this applies to every physician, nun, and pharmacist, as well as the entire society. He also announced that in late May, the Vatican will hold an international AIDS conference to bring scientists and theologians together. They will examine the consequences of this disease and how the Catholic Church is battling them. Its findings will help create a guide that the Vatican is preparing on the prevention and care of AIDS patients. The Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith has given an authoritative explanation on condom use. We will integrate this in the global context of care to those affected by AIDS, in a very broad context. For example, how to care for the disadvantaged elderly who are also taking care of orphans from AIDS. 1 out of every 4 AIDS patients is treated in a hospital run by the Catholic Church. In some areas, especially Africa, Catholic hospitals are the only ones who provide care to these patients. In his message to the sick, the Pope also mentioned the upcoming World Youth Day and recognized those youth who are suffering from the disease. He called on other young people to perform volunteer activities to learn to recognize the face of Christ in the sick and afflicted and their need for our help.